Hello, hello. I'm going to continue off where I left off of the Christmas story, or the Christmas trees, and this is part 2. I slammed the phone. I slammed the phone down in my office for the up 10 times. I tried to make a call only to hear a busy signal in my ear. The day was short on hours, and I was feeling even shorter on patience. Would someone please tell me how these new phones are supposed to work? I shouted out my office door to my secretary. Gwen Stardress, my assistant for the past 10 years, hurried in to help me. First, make sure you select a line that isn't lit up, she explained. I know that, Gwen, I exaggerated. I'm 38 years old. Thank you. I'm 38 years old. I'm familiar with the general use of the telephone. I want to know why I hear that stupid busy signal every time I make a call. Once you dial, you need to wait for the tone and then punch in one of those codes for the client to get the billing code. Billing code. Gwen calmly demonstrated. When I started with the phone fell along with electric bill and office expenses had been paid from the firm's general receipts. Now everything, the fax machine, the photocopier, the phone office phone, all had a code. As soon as someone could figure out how to program it, my pager would have a code too. Ordinarily, tasks like dialing the phone have been made more frustrating. The firm could bill our clients right down to the penny. Just get Doug Crestron on the phone for me, I groaned. I've been at Mathers, Williams & Hurst for 13 years. Like many young attorneys, I walked in the door, a bright-eyed, narratively optimistic law school graduate. We were a small firm at the time, 16 lawyers, but the location was perfect, only a few miles from my mother's house. My father had died of a heart attack 5 years earlier, and I wanted to move closer to my mother, so I could keep an eye on her, in case she needed anything. My wife Kate's family lived only 3 hours away, so she couldn't have been more pleased when I took the job. I spent the first day at MW&H in conference, a conference that had lasted 13 years. Conferences with clients, conferences with other associates, conferences with the firm's partners, conferences with secretaries, conferences with paralegals, conferences at lunch, conferences over the phone. The vision of wowing a courtroom with my verbal prowess faded as the firm's partners shifted many of their bankruptcy cases onto my desk. I did not mind it to work at first. It was challenging and fun in the beginning, helping owners of small businesses and corporations liquidate their assets. Seeing so many zeros on the page reduced to one long, lone goose egg. Somehow my position within the firm as the associate who helped the bankruptcy cases changed over the years to our bankruptcy associate. After I got over my initial disappointment and accepted, I'm going to eat it. Thank you. Accepted. What are you doing? You want to come up here? Yeah? Well, after I got over my initial disappointment and accepted that my dream of becoming a hotshot courtroom brawler was not going to play out. The bankruptcy cases that made it as far as the courtroom were invariably simple presentations of fact, never the in-your-face, lingering tours de force I've always dreamed of performing. I buried myself in the bankruptcy files to impress the partners, my position within the law establishment. I concentrated on every young law student's goal to become a partner in just 7 years. And found that once I put my mind to the task and worked at it diligently, things came together as I planned. Even with my wife, this seemed true. I met Kate Abbott during my last year of law school. From the moment I saw her, I was smitten. She had recently moved into a neighborhood where I was sharing a small apartment with 5 roommates. My parents had paid for the books and tuition on the condition that I support myself by taking on odd jobs to pay for food, rent, clothes, and whatever car I could afford. Meals in those days consisted of macaroni and cheese, ramen noodles, and the rare special of 5 burgers for $1 at the local burger cafe. I owned one suit that my parents had bought for me for my college graduation, 3 pairs of jeans, several ratty sweatshirts, 2 button-down shirts, a pair of loafers with a hole in the sole, and a pair of old running shoes. I would have felt my wardrobe was pathetic had not my roommate's clothes looked exactly the same. I first saw Kate unloading boxes of second-hand furniture from the back of a U-Haul van. I set out to meet her, and then once I met her, I set out to marry her. She was a raven-haired and lovely. A certain melody filled the air when she laughed. We married a week after I finished law school. Like most law graduates, I was poor and saddled with debt. It's okay. Kate continued her work in the marketing. What? You want to go up? Yeah, you can't stand up here. There you go. Like most new law graduates, I was poor and saddled with debt. Katie continued to work in the marketing department of a small local hospital while I looked for a job. Though her salary was paltry, it paid the rent on our tiny 1-bedroom apartment and put gas and the occasional spark plug in our beat-up